Hello and welcome to Diplomatic License on City TV. My name is Apioko, and today, well, the sea breeze is here. I'm sure you can hear it. I'm sure if you look at the images on the screen, you can see the sea, but there's also a lot of rubbish. I'm at the beach behind the Regional Maritime University, and I've been brought here by Her Excellency Dina Akoncha, who is the EU ambassador to Ghana, and we'll find out shortly why we're here. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Diplomatic License on City TV. Now remember, we're also live on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182. And do stay interactive with us using the hashtag Diplomatic License across all social media platforms. Now I did tell you that I'm here with the ambassador of the EU to Ghana, Her Excellency Dina Akoncha. And there's a reason we're here at the beach behind the Regional Maritime University with all this filth behind us. Hello,
Hi.
Your Excellency.
Welcome.
Thank you. Very pleased to be here. So you asked me to come here today, and I'm very glad that you did. I've learned so much about, we've always known that we've had issues with pollution on our beaches here in Ghana and in Accra, but I've never seen anything like this up close. So what's going on here?
Well, it's difficult to tell because before coming to Ghana, to be very honest, I had never seen all this rubbish on the beach either. And I think part of it comes from the rivers that are coming to Accra. Part of it comes from the sea. There must be a question of currents that bring all the rubbish to Ghana. I don't know exactly why this happens, but one thing is sure, there is too much plastic in the system. This plastic has been thrown away by somebody, wherever it's directly coming from. So we have a problem. I represent the European Union here. In the European Union, we also have a problem. The world has a problem with plastic. In the European Union, we are trying to do something about it. There is now a legislation that will oblige everybody in Europe to phase out in a few years single-use plastic.
Okay.
So that's certainly something that can be done. But I think the most important is to educate people to, as they say, reduce, reuse, recycle. We need to reduce,
3 R's.
Yeah, the famous 3 R's. We need to reduce the amount of waste that we produce in our houses. So we need to try and, not buy the water in plastic bottles, not to use too much of the famous sachet. Here there are not so many, but the sachet, you can see them everywhere. We have to try and prefer foods which are wrapped in a way that can be either safely disposed or that can be reused. I know that it is not easy because we're all in a hurry, and sometimes you just buy the first thing that you find, convenience, and then you throw it away. So another important thing is to reuse. So whenever you have a wrapping that you can reuse, I think should be done. And the other thing is recycle. And to recycle, you have to separate the waste.
Yes.
So everybody in our own houses, we have to take care of separating what we produce.
And I've been seeing that happening a lot today. So I know a lot of people worked with brown bottles. So they took the sacks that were provided by the EU and Plastic Punch. And it's an amazing collaboration, by the way. Congratulations on all the work you're doing here. But I've seen people just pick all brown bottles into one sack. I was doing red and orange bottles. They were more difficult to find, but I found some. So I combined orange and red, put them all in a sack. And then we are finding textiles as well. Pieces of clothing, fishing nets. And that was to be expected because these are fishing communities in Accra. But so even on the job, we're sorting and trying to sort of separate everything so it's easier, right?
Yeah, I was amazed by the clothing. I wouldn't have thought that there would be so much underwear and pieces of clothing, still whole, even still not in such a bad state.
Shape, yeah.
So I hope that they will be able to do something with it, because the idea, by the way, after this is that plastic punch takes everything. What we could separate, we did, and then they will do different things with it.
Okay.
Like the plastic, they will sell to somebody that recycles.
Okay.
The clothing, they will also try to reuse and recycle. By the way, we collaborate with the Ghanaian model, Victoria Michaels, of the Victoria Michaels Foundation, that
wonderful.
you certainly know.
Yes.
Victoria was here before, I don't know if she's still with us, but Victoria said she will try to, once it's washed, she will try to take some of it, to make some clothes and to show them in a fashion show.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Because now, this upcycled fashion is all the rage all over the world.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But Your Excellency, I'm curious. So in Ghana, and I'm sure you've realized in the time you've worked here, I mean, today I saw lots of Ghanaians here, some people I even know, and some people said to me, look, I saw the flyer on social media, I woke up and I came to help, I came to volunteer. But I'm sure you've realized that we don't really have the culture of doing things like this, coming to a beach, coming to clean up, unless somebody is pushing you or driving you or it's some government policy. Yeah. We're not doing that. But you are so passionate about this. I mean, right from the day we met, we've been speaking about sanitation, and I get the sense that it's not just because it's something that the EU in general is interested in, but it's very personal for you. So I'm curious to know where that passion comes from.
Yeah, it is, as you said, it's professional and personal. For me, it probably comes to my great love for the sea. I was born in a relatively small town in Italy, next to the sea.
What's the name of the town?
It's called Salerno.
Salerno.
And it's close to Naples. And it was home to fishing communities historically. Actually, the nickname of the inhabitants is the fishmongers. So we are really proud of being next to the sea.
So you're a fishmonger.
I'm a fishmonger. And the people from up the mountains, we always look at them a bit like these countryside people. So we're really, the sea, it's in our blood. And I love the sea. My husband and I are both certified scuba divers.
Oh.
It's really something I'm passionate about. And to see a beach like this, it really breaks my heart. So I think, as you said, the European Union organizes beach cleanings worldwide every year. That this for me is more than a professional thing. It's really heartbreaking. And you have such beautiful beaches in Ghana.
Wonderful. So earlier and we were talking a little, and I was saying that all over the world, people have started building artificial beaches, artificial cities, and we have it. It's natural, but we're not taking care of it. But another thing I want to find out from you, there's a notion that it's only in Africa that we have dirty beaches, or only in Ghana that we have dirty beaches. I'm curious to know how the beaches are maintained in Italy, for example.
Yeah, look, in Italy, it's not that the beach is spectacularly clean if nobody cleans it. If you go to a beach, let's say April, May, after the winter, when people are still not going to the beach, then it's dirty as well. But it isn't like this. You would have a lot of stuff from the sea, you would have a lot of seaweed, you would have wood that has fallen from the trees, and you would have some plastic, of course, but not the quantities that I have seen here. I think that it depends on the fact that in Europe the public collection of waste works better, even if with a lot of problems. By the way, the region where I come from some years ago had a huge problem of waste collections, and in Naples you would see piles of rubbish like this on the street, so we are not immune. But in general, the waste is collected and it doesn't get to this level. The other thing is that in Europe, in the last, I would say, 20 years, more or less all the countries have made enormous progress in recycling. So it's separated by the household, that is picked up separately and it's recycled. But this does not mean that we don't have the problem. We are better at collecting it and at taking away from the street. But if you see, if you read some articles on plastic, it's an incredible
The
problem
amount of
worldwide.
waste that's generated.
A lot of the waste, for example, like Europe would export to China for recycling in China, but now China doesn't want it anymore.
Yeah.
They have their own. And then they've tried to give it to other countries. And now the other countries are also fed up. So now Europe has to deal with its own rubbish, and then we have to get equipped for it. There is nothing to do about it. We have to learn to produce less, all of us. So everybody has the problem. In Ghana, it's just more visible.
Yeah, but how does it work? So what are some of the systems that you have been implemented across Europe to manage waste? So like you said, it starts from the home. I mean, I've seen parts of Europe and other Western countries in the global north, for example, where you'd have maybe a green bin and you know that this is biodegradable waste, you have a brown bin, and the collection system will come and pick it up and then it goes to where it has to go.
Yeah, countries are organized in different ways. For example, in Belgium, where I lived before coming here, you would have plastic bags at home of different colors, and then on certain days you put them in front of your door and they are picked up. The yellow is the paper, the blue is the plastic, and I don't know, the green or the brown is, no, the white is the residual waste, you know, what cannot be recycled. Yeah. In other countries, like in Italy, they use bins in some places. It really depends. But also, I think people in Europe, at least in big cities where the problem is more evident, are starting to buy products without wrappings.
Okay.
So they're starting to go to the market with their own box. So you're buying, I don't know, your tomatoes or your lentils or whatever. You're putting them in your own boxes or in your own bags. So you don't have the plastic, you know, the styrofoam little tray that you have in the supermarket. They're getting rid of these progressively. So we are really trying to produce less.
I remember, so I was in Berlin sometime last year, and for the first time in a long time, I hadn't, traveled out, so I did. Now I got there and I was see that. So now a lot of people, even in retail stores where they're buying clothes, brought their own bags and were putting their clothes in, and then you take it to the till and then you pay. And I thought it was the most amazing thing. So doing away with the plastic. People even have suitcases, just shopping, putting it in, and then carrying it out of the store.
Oh wow, that I have never seen in Belgium or in Italy, I must say. But in Belgium, for example, you would never go shopping to the supermarket without your own bags.
Okay.
You bring your bags, you bring your backpacks, you fill them, and or you have your card. You don't ask for a plastic bag anymore. And if you ask for a plastic bag, you have to pay for it.
Right.
That's the other thing. So I think that there could be some simple measures that the government could implement to discourage people from producing plastic. But there is a lot of education that needs to be done.
But Your Excellency, I find this strange. So, do you eat wache? Wache?
Wache?
Yes, wache, the rice and the beans that we have here in Ghana.
No, I've never eaten it.
You haven't eaten it before, so one of these days I'll let you taste it. But I'm asking because when I was younger, I remember that whenever we were going to buy wache, we took, the microwave bowl, so a plastic bowl from home.
Yeah.
So you take it from home in a little basket with a cover, and then you either walk or drive by your wache, and then you go home. Then all of a sudden, styrofoam packs and polythene bags, and like you're saying, I mean, it's about convenience, right? So now more people are eating their local food in offices instead of just going out to a restaurant to get fast food and all that. But and even our markets, our local markets, again, when I was growing up, my mom would give me a basket, and each of my sisters had a basket, and then you carry your load as we're going through the market. But now all that has changed. So you're right, we need to look at some of these things again and revisit some of the things that Europe is doing, for example, and then legislation, right?
But I think in Europe we are reversing now, because in Europe now people are carrying their own plastic bag, their own boxes. And they are carrying their own bags. You see a lot of young people, young families going to the market with their straw bags. So I think that those that I will bring back from Ghana, we will use them to go to the market. So I think Ghana will get there at some point.
We have to go there again.
But let's say a certain level of economic and social development is probably needed before people start paying attention to this.
It's true.
So,
yeah, because people are dealing with bigger bread and butter issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting food on the table is a problem.
Exactly,
so
exactly.
you're not thinking about this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also I think here, when you don't have a lot of money available, you tend to buy stuff in very, very small quantities that are given to you in a small plastic sachet.
And then the waste.
So we need to be patient, I think. But yeah, these beach cleanings, they're not solving the problem, clearly, because the problem is before. You shouldn't throw away all this. You shouldn't produce this garbage. But then I think the value is symbolic, to show people something that maybe they wouldn't pay attention to, and that you can do something about it.
Right. But Your Excellency, I want you to talk a little bit about when it comes to recreation, and specifically recreation on the beach. What are some of the things that European countries have done? I mean, we see pictures. For those of us who have traveled to Europe, we see what has been done with the beaches, but what are some of the things that have been done so that nobody even thinks about coming to dump rubbish in a beautiful place, because they won't dump rubbish in front of somebody's house, right?
Yeah. Look, a lot of the beaches, I mean, in my country, a lot of the beaches are organized, so they give a concession to somebody, and then somebody takes care of it. But then the problem is that they make you pay to enter. So it's not necessarily good.
Okay.
And then you would have the public beaches, which are taken care of by the municipality.
Okay.
And so they would be cleaned periodically, but of course it requires an expense from the municipality to grant a service to the
citizens. So you pay a tax or something like that?
It's included in the municipal taxes.
Okay.
But of course, the municipalities in Ghana don't have the means to do this.
Right.
I remember talking last year with the mayor of Kumasi. We went there exactly a year ago to plant trees, and he gave us a figure for the budget of Kumasi that was very small.
Yeah.
Now I don't remember,
Yeah.
but I remember that the Dutch ambassador who was with me compared it to the budget of Amsterdam. It was a fraction. And Kumasi has almost all the same people as Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So Kumasi is a big city. I think the kind of operators like Plastic Punch that we use for the beach cleaning can give a very big contribution to keep the environment clean. Because Plastic Punch is an NGO, our partners, they're an NGO. So they are surviving with grants from donors and then also private donations. But they also have a business mentality. So they sell the plastic. Rubbish has a value, and that has to be used so that the private sector can be interested in making profit from it. It's the concept of circular economy. You know, you have to reuse what you use and you produce, and then when the product is at the end of its life, you put it in the circuit again. Because this product, even at the end of its life, has a value.
Right.
And it's important to have private sector intervening because the state cannot make it. And one of my big, let's say, passions as an ambassador is to support circular economy in Ghana, to stimulate circular economy, to have investors from Europe coming here and embark in this kind of enterprises. And we are doing a lot of things. I'm seeing someone next week. Someone is coming from Belgium that has a company in Ghana. I'm having dinner with him to see what he can do. We had a seminar last year on circular economy, which was a big success.
Yes,
some people from Europe, you were there, I think.
Yeah.
So some people from Europe came. A lot of Ghanaian companies, both like local Ghanaians and international companies, they came. They had an interesting conversation. More capital has to be injected in this kind of business. And I don't necessarily trust human beings to do the right things. But when there is profit to be made, then they certainly do the right thing.
Absolutely. It's either legislation, regulation,
Yeah,
or profit.
Or profit. And I think they have to go together because you cannot force something that people really don't want.
Yeah.
But if you do a legislation and then there are the right economic incentives, then it's when the legislation is successful.
True. I agree with you. So, Your Excellency, I know, so most of the plastic punchers have disappeared from the beach. The sun is rising a bit high, but there's a tree planting that's going on.
Yeah.
What's that about?
The tree planting is to protect the beach because the trees protect the beach from erosion. And it's also, if you want, it's a bit symbolic because it's not a big one. Last year we made a big tree planting exercise, but this year because of Corona we kept everything a little bit smaller, but we still wanted to also plant a few trees.
Okay.
So we're planting coconut trees now.
Okay. Now speaking of Corona, how have you survived the period? I can imagine it's been difficult.
Well, I worked. You know, work was different because all of a sudden we were not going to events and there were no speeches anymore in front of an audience and there were no diplomatic cocktails anymore.
Yeah.
But at the beginning there were European citizens who wanted to go home and were stuck in Ghana, and the European Union delegation together with the embassies, we helped them to go home. So it was a collective effort. And we're very proud. Everybody who wanted to go home was taken home.
Well done.
And then the other priority was to support Ghana.
Okay.
In the fight against the virus.
Okay.
So I'm very happy and proud to announce that. By when we go on air, we will have paid a substantial amount of money to the Ghanaian government to support the budget.
That's brilliant. Thank you. So Her Excellency is about to plant her tree for the tree planting ceremony. We did mention a little earlier that planting trees protect the beach, and something that the EU is doing, and of course Her Excellency has her tree to plant, courtesy of Plastic Punch. So currently Her Excellency is planting her tree, and the gentleman from Plastic Punch, this is the organization that has kindly partnered with the EU to do this beach cleanup exercise, is just showing her what to do as she plants everything. It's a pretty beautiful ceremony. And I say Her Excellency is quite a brilliant farmer. Yay! And the last step, you have to cover it with this little cage just to protect it from the elements. Those of you who know anything about farming, goats and horses and everything in between. There we go. And it's done. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful morning. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for bringing us here and for allowing us to see the gravity of a situation. We will make noise about it. We will make sure that as a country we do better to bring glory back to our beaches so that beach lovers like you and I can be a little more excited when we come to the beach.
You've come a long way from where you started, and in that time, you've upgraded a lot. But have you upgraded your entertainment? When you upgrade to GoTV Max, everyone gets an upgrade. Football fans can up their game with La Liga and get all new action with the NBA and NFL on a brand new channel, ESPN. The kids will go crazy for the most popular kids shows, and family night is sorted with blockbuster movies on TNT. Plus, our local celebrities will keep you connected to your continent, while our general entertainment channels will take you international. There's a whole lot for the whole family when you upgrade to GoTV Max, so make the move today and give your family an upgrade they'll love. GoTV, live it, love it.
Welcome back. You're still watching Diplomatic License on City TV. Once again, my name is Apioko. Do remember to stay interactive with us. Use the hashtag Diplomatic License to communicate with us, to see what we're doing, where we're going. There's a lot of things happening, so just stay in tune with it. And of course, we're live on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182. Now, if you just joined us, I must tell you that you've missed a lot, because I've been having a conversation with Her Excellency Diana Concha, who happens to be the ambassador of the European Union, which is the EU, to Ghana. But now we're back, and very privileged to be in our home. We're not at the beach anymore. We've seen what happened there. But I have should I call you my co-host? Yeah,
yes.
I can call you my co-host. So I have a co-host, a very lovely young lady, but I'll let her tell you about herself. Hi, Olivia.
Hi.
Okay, so please tell them who you are.
So my name is Olivia. I'm Diana Concha's daughter.
Yeah,
European Union ambassador, and I'm 8 years old, almost 9 years old. My birthday is on Halloween, 31 October. I'm born on 2011.
Okay. And so what are you doing for your birthday this year? Do you know?
Yes, the theme is going to be something called Bakugan. It's a series I watch on TV, and I also have the toys.
Okay. But so I want you to know something about Olivia. She's one of the most passionate environmentalists I've ever met. And I haven't met too many. And to see her and what she does with the environment, the kind of work and attention she puts into what she's interested in as far as our environment is concerned, it's brilliant. It's mind-blowing. So, Olivia, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your interest and your love for the environment. Why do you love it so much?
I love it because if we don't take care of it, we don't take care of ourselves. We're part of nature, and basically, we shouldn't harm it.
Okay.
And the way we are harming it right now is with big factories, which make smoke, which let toxic in the air. Also by putting plastic on the floor.
Okay.
The plastic on the floor makes toxic for the animals. And it can reduce going in the sea. And in the sea, turtles might think it's a jellyfish because turtles eat jellyfishes. And so if they eat it, they can die and get entangled. It's also bad for octopuses, fish mostly, which eat it, then they die, and then bigger fish eat it, and then we eat those bigger fish and we can die because of the toxic. And the toxic is also bad for plants, since it takes all the nutrients from the ground that plants need. It's another thing I dislike from what we do.
Interesting. So, Olivia, how do you know all this?
Well, first of all, I read a lot of books about nature because I love it.
Okay.
And second of all, me and my dad and my mom, Diana Concha, we watch these nature documentaries which are about animals and nature, plants, wildfires maybe, water, everything about nature. And then recently we watched this film called My Octopus Teacher. It's basically about a guy who makes a friendship with an octopus. So the octopus lets him touch her, and yeah, and she dies at the end.
Oh dear, that's well.
But she dies by giving birth.
Oh.
And then a bit later, his son, I forgot the name, I'm bad at names, finds an octopus which is at the right, which might be one of her little babies.
Okay.
Right time, right place, right shape, and right size.
That's interesting. So basically, you've done your research. I think she deserves an honorary doctorate. If there are any environmentalists watching, you need to give her an honorary doctorate, because I don't know a lot of adults or even people who have studied the environment who have this much information. So Olivia, you have a beautiful art piece next to you. Did you make it?
Yes, I made it with a little help from my friend, just like the song from the Beatles.
Okay. Can you please tell us what you did, what you used?
So, it's all recycled things. So first of all, we cut out from a box of cardboard which was already used.
Okay. So cardboard.
I don't know why this is here.
Okay.
So then this is basically like a fish tank with fish in it. And then the bottle caps are caps which my friends found on the floor.
Okay.
And so they gave it to the school, which then gave it to the art class, which then I used to make this.
Okay.
These caps are the food, basically.
Okay.
And so the background is basically just mashed up paper, which was put full of glue.
Okay.
And then we even put glue.
Did you paint the paper blue?
No, it was already.
Okay, so it was blue already.
Also
okay.
The green paper, same as the blue paper. We did the same. I did the same. And then my friend called Isa. We called Isa. We call her Isa.
Isa.
Her name was Isabella. And so she gave this brush, giving me an idea to make a fish.
Okay, so the handle of a brush, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Into a fish. And then these were fish from a blank piece of paper,
Okay.
which was already some pieces cut off from people making shapes. And so I cut the fish out, basically, only, and I put the fish here.
Okay.
And this one was my first fish because I didn't know this would be recycled art.
Oh,
And then the teacher told me it was recycled art.
okay. That is wonderful. And so you have more art pieces like this? You do a lot of arts with recycled pieces?
Well, I have a recycled art robot upstairs. I would not want to go and get it because it's fragile and it's really big.
Okay, so maybe later on we can go there and just, we'll get the camera to take a look at it.
Okay, well, I'll put it in a different room or maybe we can leave it there. Right now, though, I'm working with my dad on a papier-mâché elephant.
Okay.
So, yeah, for
With
work.
recycled paper?
As communicated. No, just newspaper.
Okay.
Ripped into pieces. And I put them in with glue.
Okay.
Drip it and put it onto the elephant shape, which we also made out of newspaper.
Is it a big elephant?
More or less like this, so it could go on a platform.
Okay.
I'm also working on the head and the trunk. So maybe we could go upstairs later. Maybe. Yeah. I'm not saying anything because you're the boss. I'm just a co-host.
I like that. I like that. Olivia, so, I mean, how have you found your time in Ghana? Do you enjoy it?
Yes, a lot, especially with this big garden. We have a trampoline, we have a pool, we can play hockey, we can do the frisbee, we can play basketball, we can play tennis, we can play badminton,
So you can do
a lot
everything.
of things.
Where is the last
And I love all
place?
the nature,
Oh, yes.
especially the birds.
Because you have a lot of trees and different kinds of plants and lots of different kinds of
Me and my dad
birds.
have been doing this bird watching thing, like in the garden every morning.
Yeah.
If we wake up early on a weekend, we'd sit there, look at the birds, try and spot more birds since it's 5. And once even, hoopoes, they have a really orange beak, long one, They are black and have their tail with white. And so once they came and woke me up at 5 in the morning.
The birds?
Yes. They went on the bars, the security bars, and they started pecking on the glass.
They like you.
No, they just like the glass because they did that at 4 with my mom and dad. So
It's interesting. And so what, apart from your big garden and all the things you can do you like the weather? Because it's very hot.
yeah, I'm kind of not used to it because in Belgium it used to be so cold. Okay. Well, it's still really
So you were
cold.
living in Belgium before you came to Ghana?
Yeah, but what I don't like is climate change.
Okay.
It's made by factories and it's actually warming up Belgium, where animals that like the cold might just die out.
Okay, so it's melting
And guess what?
things. So it's much warmer in Belgium than it used to be
Yeah.
because of climate change.
And guess what?
What?
The lynx is back in our land, and lynxes love cold weather. That's why it's not good of climate change. And they just came back.
Oh dear. So they're not going to stay because it's not cold enough.
No, they would die out.
That's sad. That's really sad. Does that make you sad?
Because lynx is one of my favorite animals.
Oh.
They were already almost extinct.
Yeah. How many languages do you speak?
4.
Okay, so English.
English, Dutch, Italian, and French.
Okay, so you actually speak French. Tu parles français?
Oui, je parle
Okay.
français.
Je parle français un peu seulement. I'm very sure that you speak French better than I do. I don't have many people to speak it with.
I used to go in French school, that's why.
Mais j'adore le français. I really do. Yeah. So will you teach me more French? Will you speak it with me?
I speak with one friend French, and the rest I don't really remember. No, I don't know anybody. No, actually I know that.
So now you can speak it with me.
Yeah, my friend Marianne, who's now back in Canada, cold weather.
But how come you know so many languages?
How do I know so many languages? So basically, since I'm from Belgium, I learned to speak Dutch from my dad.
Okay.
And since my mom's
So
Italian.
you speak Dutch in Belgium?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just Dutch.
Just Dutch.
Belgium is not a language. Belgium
No, so you
is.
speak Dutch in Belgium?
Yeah, in
Okay,
Belgium,
yes.
not in Belgium.
Yeah. Okay. And then you speak Italian because your mom is Italian?
Yes.
Okay.
And I learned English at the start by listening to my mom and dad speak in English. So when they were just speaking to themselves, to each other, so basically I was understanding, but I couldn't speak. So I was responding in Dutch or Italian.
Okay. So you learned more English in school as you grew up?
No,
Or
I
you
had
still
some
learned it
private
at home?
English classes
Okay.
before we came to Ghana.
Okay. And you speak English so well. Like I would think it's your first language. You're a superstar. And then what about French? Because you went to French school?
Yes.
Okay. So you went to École Français. So.
Oui.
Yeah. Okay. And what was that
But
like?
now my French has gone down. I couldn't write it yet, and now I can't write it yet. So
Well, we can make a deal. You can teach me how to speak French, and I'll teach you how to write it. Because I write French very well. I just can't speak it as well because I don't.
yeah,
have so
okay.
many
So
people to
I'll have
speak it with.
three French classes.
Yes. Why
Yeah,
not?
because after school I'm having French
Yeah.
with
Okay.
another teacher.
What are some of your favorite subjects? This is my last question before I let you go.
In school,
Yeah, in school. Or you like everything?
I like everything.
I can understand why. Okay, and then last question. Have you tasted any Ghanaian food? No?
No, I've tasted jollof rice, but I don't really like
You
it.
don't
It's
really
far
like
too
jollof?
spicy for me.
Ah, okay, so you got the spicy version, so maybe I have to make a less spicy. I don't do very well with pepper myself, so a lot of my food tends to be mild. So maybe you like my jollof. So we can try that?
Yes.
Okay,
Mama,
Olivia.
we're on TV.
Thank you for talking to me. So go get your mom. Thank you, Olivia. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. I continue my conversation with Her Excellency Diana Akontia, Ambassador of the EU to Ghana. Isn't her daughter lovely? We'll talk more about her with Her Excellency after this break. Stay tuned.
about to change your Sunday night for the better.
The reality is after school in Ghana,
You're on your own.
you're on your own. Where are you
Yeah.
going? The job that you are getting, you can't afford your transportation. You have to pick your
Can't afford the rent.
No matter how rich you,
You
are.
have to go to the salon.
Yes.
You have to go to the salon. Like, no matter how rich you are, unless your parents are buying your car, everything, right after school, life hits you hard.
Really hard.
We'll bring you the most captivating guests and explore the most amazing stories.
It was petrifying, terrifying than what you people saw on camera, because I think the video was about, I can't remember, 8 or 6 minutes. The whole incident was about 2 hours. So Abokwa was chased out of my neighborhood by my neighbors with cutlass. They came to your house. So he marched me outside.
Naked?
Naked.
We will dazzle you with real-life situations and examine mind-blowing topics.
To take us down, do that. So here. Oh,
Nice one.
oh, now this looks good on me, you know that? I feel like it's so good. I want it to go now.
Ezra chapter 2, verse 12. The children of Akzad, 1,222.
Join me, Frema Binyame.
And me, Ato Kwamna, every Sunday at 7 p.m. on City TV. Are you ready?
Upside Down, every Sunday, 7 p.m. only on City TV.
Upside Down is proudly brought to you by Vodafone Ghana.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Welcome back to Diplomatic License on City TV. Once again, my name is Apioko, and remember, use the hashtag Diplomatic License across all social media platforms to see what's going on, to stay interactive with us. And of course, we're live on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182 as well. I'm still at the residence of the European Union Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Diana Concha. And you just heard me having a lovely chat before the break with her. Her daughter is just... I don't even know how to describe her. I wish more adults would be like her. That's all I can say. But Your Excellency, good to see you. Thank you for having us in your home and for allowing Olivia to take some of your shine. How do you live with her? She's such a bundle of awesomeness.
It's like, living with the movie star at home or something like that. Well, I don't mind that she has taken some of the space, because I think she's much more of a natural in front of the camera than I am. I'm sure she's better than me and more entertaining.
How's everything?
It's very busy.
Yeah,
it's a very busy period. It feels like everybody wants to make up for the lost time during the coronavirus months. So activity is frenetic, of course, for all diplomats in Ghana. We are getting ready for the elections on the 7th of December. So we are interacting with the various politicians and stakeholders. The European Union is going to observe the elections, so we are getting ready for that.
Yes, I was about to say that the European Union has been very supportive and involved when it comes to Ghanaian elections. Just keeping an eye on things, observing and giving us really good feedback, you know.
Yeah, and this has been appreciated by everybody so much that when we were preparing this mission, we got a very strong welcome for observers, both from the government and from the opposition, which is quite impressive. They may have different reasons to want it, but they both wanted it, and they were united for once in appreciating the role of the international observers in general and the European Union observers in particular. So I'm very happy about this.
That's wonderful. Your Excellency, before we even go on, a lot of people don't understand the concept of the European Union. So I want us to talk a little bit about that. So we look at the European Union flag. It has a number of stars. But we know that it's the flag of a union and there are individual countries in the union. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Of course, and I like talking about that because the European Union is basically a success story, but it's also a story of peace, a story of how a continent that had been torn by wars for centuries has become peaceful and prosperous, and certainly the most successful experience of integration in the world. So the European Union was born after the Second World War, when after two terrible experiences in a very short time, European countries decided that they didn't want to make war among themselves anymore. And in 1950, on the 9th of May, that
so
remains...
this is 5 years after the Second World War ended.
That on the 9th of May, that remains since then Europe Day. There was a French politician, Robert Schuman, that made a declaration where he was basically proclaiming that European countries from now on would work together, would collaborate, would share their resources. I think this was a key idea. The European Union was born as European Economic Community. We were the EEC. So the first thing that they did at the time, the 6 founding countries, was to put in common the economic resources. And they started with steel and coal that were strategic at the moment. Now things have changed, and nobody wants to talk about coal anymore because it's so dirty and so polluting. But at the time, it was the key resource for European industry.
And who are the 6 founding countries?
The 6 founding countries were Germany, France, and Italy. And then there were the 3 Benelux countries, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. And then they became 12 and then 15. That was in the 90s. When I joined actually the institutions, and then they became 28, and now they are 27 again because one member made the choice to leave last year. Yeah.
We all know it. It made international news. Your Excellency, thank you. But before we go, where is this from? It's been catching my eye the whole time.
Well, this has a bit of a story. The beach cleaning, during the beach cleaning,
the one we went
yes,
together.
We collected a lot of materials. Some of it went all the plastic bottles, they will be recycled. Some other materials cannot be recycled, so it will be taken to a landfill. But we kept some of the pieces that could be used, because a week later we had upcycling workshops in the Alliance Française, organized always by our friends of Plastic Punch and other partners. And we tried to use what had been collected in the beach cleaning to do various things. For example, the coconut calabashes were used, and so on and so forth. So this was a piece of wood that was collected in the beach cleaning. They had a machine to dig the holes, and it has been transformed into a beautiful candle holder.
Okay, so can I light this?
Go ahead. I let you do it because if I try to do it on camera, I may burn down the house.
Okay. So I will do it. Let me just bring it closer. It's beautiful. It's been catching my eye since I came in here. Okay. So there's candle. Second candle. Okay.
We're almost there.
Yeah, almost. I think
I may help you in the meantime. I can give me 1, 2, then I will help you.
Let's go back. Okay.
No, this one is very rebellious.
Very stubborn.
Yeah, no, because it got full of wax, so it's not going to work.
But it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Are we catching this on camera? It's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
So, Excellency, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you and the rest of your family next week. This has been Diplomatic License on City TV viewers. I've been speaking to, of course, Her Excellency Diana Concha, who is the Ambassador of the European Union, the EU as we know it, to Ghana. And it's been an insightful conversation. We've done a beach cleanup, and next week we continue a conversation in her home, hopefully in her garden, where we get to see some of the beautiful plants and landscaping that's out there. Again, remember that the show has been live on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182. And stay interactive with us. Use the hashtag Diplomatic License. See you next week.
Comprehensive news. The City Newsroom at 8 p.m. on City TV is your most engaging news bulletin on TV.
It's